In step 2 of setting up Stylus RMX in Mainstage, I'm going to show you how to create on-screen controls that will be assigned to Stylus RMX. This is going to give you a visual representation of what's happening in the software on the screen when you're performing live. Let me just show you. This is my layout here. This is what I use in a live setting. You'll see I have 8 knobs and I have 8 buttons here. And these control Stylus RMX. So just to kind of show you how that works, we'll go back over here to the performance page. So you'll notice it says play 1, play 2, play 3. Okay. So if I hit play 1, it triggers the first loop part in Stylus RMX. And here's volume 1. I can turn this down, turn this up. Again, these all work simultaneously, so if I wanted to layer it, like say this one, notice they're all locked in tempo. In fact, I could actually change the tempo and it would automatically lock to the new tempo, whatever that was. Turn this down, add some extra kick. Then maybe let's add some claps. So this is, and you'll notice these light up when they're on and they're dark when they're off. So this is super simple to set up. So let's go back to the layout page and let me just show you how to create this interface. So what I'm going to do, just to create some space, just make this real simple here. I'm going to just delete out a bunch of the stuff that I have on this screen, just so you can see, so we have some blank space to work with. Okay, so we're going to basically replicate this right here. So in your control palette, you have different controls. So here's a round knob, directional knob. I use the directional knobs on mine. I like how they look better. Just a personal thing. Here's a button. Now, if I drag this up here, you'll notice I just get one button. But I need 8. I want to have one for each one. We could drag 8 of these up here, but a simpler way to do that is to go over to the grouped controls, and we'll find directional knobs, and you'll see a little number here. It says 8. So we're going to grab this and just drag it onto our layout screen, and voila, there you go. There's 8 knobs ready to go. So let's just, for space, we'll just size this a little bit smaller to kind of match. Okay. Now let's go back down here and get our buttons. We'll do the same thing with buttons. We'll come up here. Kind of try and match this up as best as possible. Looks pretty good. So now you have 8 buttons and you have 8 knobs. Now there's some things that we can do to customize these controls. These are grouped currently, so the background, the knobs all act as their own individual thing, and the background is actually its own item as well, but we can ungroup them and change that. And that's what I did here to make this seamless. So what I'll do is I'll click on this, and I'll come over here and I'm going to ungroup it. Now when I click on this again, it's only highlighting the background. I can delete that. Okay, I'm going to leave my buttons just how they are. I'm going to pull this down a little bit first before I ungroup it. Okay. Then I'm going to ungroup this one and just click on the background. There we go. And we just want to pull it until it covers the panels. Now you have one cohesive control center that's going to control your Stylus RMX. So the next thing I usually will do is I regroup it so that if you move this thing, nothing happens to any of what you got set up. So just highlight the whole thing, and come over here and click on the group. And now, if I click off of this and click back on, it's one unit. Okay? You also can control the background image. So the way I made mine, if you click over on this icon here, your background panel, you can click on this and you'll see you have all kinds of options. You know, I could make the background red. This is a synth kind of thing, and I like kind of the wood panel concept, and that's why I chose this. Gives it a really cool effect, in my opinion. So, and then the last thing is you have, you'll notice these are all yellow. Mine are blue. And if you click on one of these, you can actually come over here and choose the color. I can make it blue. I can make it green. Let's make them green. Now, instead of having to select every one and do that, you can actually highlight all of them and change the color to green. Okay? And that's how you create on-screen controls for Stylus RMX. So the last thing that we'll do in this stage is we need to assign the controls to our MIDI controller, because we don't want to have to click on the screen to move things around. We want to be able to just reach up, turn a knob, and have it control it, or touch a button and have it turn the loop on and off. So the best thing to do is you click on the control that you want to assign to your MIDI controller, and then you're going to come up here, click on Learn. And notice it turns red. You're now in Learn mode. So if I move any knob on my MIDI controller, it's going to pick it up and assign it to it. So I'm just going to reach over here. And I've already assigned it to my top one, so you'll notice it's moving that as well now. So I'm moving the knob back and forth that's been assigned. So I can stay in Learn mode. Let's click on the next one. I'm going to go to my next knob on my controller that I want. I turn it. I'm good to go. Assigned. Okay. Let's go to number 3. And again, I'm good there. So let's assign a couple buttons. Let's click on a button here, and we'll just all you do literally just tap the button that you want to hit. Bam. Again, we'll do it again here. The next one. Again. All right. And that's it. So now when you move your MIDI controller, you'll see this moves, and if I push a button, it lights up. So in the next step, in the next video, I'm going to cover how to assign these controls. It's the last step that you'll have to do before you have a fully functioning Stylus RMX in a live situation. So that is step 2 for setting up Stylus RMX in Mainstage.